Today we are with my friend Mr. PN. He's member of Inglés para Cholos. So, Mr. PN, can you tell us, please, what is the topic? What topic are we going to discuss today?
Hello, Mr. Balta. We are going to talk about the topic of focus and the importance of focus in your life, talking
Eh,
about personal life or even your professional life.
Interesting, interesting. So, what do you think is the if we have to find like a mistake, what is the worst thing that a person can do if they don't want to get focus?
I think the worst mistake that someone can do is to take multiple tasks in one moment. For example, I have seen this picture about a circle where focus is this circle, and there are a lot of little tasks that are like that are drawn as some arrows from that circle. That
Nice.
means that you have tons of activities to do, but you can go deep on those activities because there are a lot of activities. Instead of that, I think that you need to focus on just one single activity to make sure this arrow, like your focus or your energy, is on one direction. So you can have a deep work with this
Nice.
single activity.
I have a question. Do you believe that the same problem applies to education? Because in the same manner that you talk about doing activities, executing activities, I feel like people try to study a little bit of everything, but they never go deep in one field.
Well, mm, I think it depends of the person because uh, one group of people might prefer to know little of everything in order to be able um, to tell people or to manage people that
Interesting.
are specialists on that specific topic.
Good, good
So
thing.
if it is the case, they are gonna know about the topic, and people won't tell any lie to them because they know the topic
That's
in
a
a
good one.
surface level, but they're gonna know the topic.
Uh,
On the other side, I think that there is also good to be focused on just one specific topic, in this case that you're mentioning education, because it makes you attractive to the work market because you are going to be the specialist on this topic. So the people are going to search for you because you are the best or one of the best.
Yeah, I believe like you need to go deep, like maybe on 3 or 4 fields, be strong in 3 or 4 fields, and then know a bit of everything else. So you want to be better than 80% of the people in 3 or 4 things, and then the other, as you mentioned, you want to have some understanding. Even when you go to the doctor, you want to know that is this the right doctor? Because some people they just believe since the person have a degree must be good, and it's not always the case.
Yes, because I guess a degree just is that you on that particular date you got a good grade on your exam and you pass, but doesn't mean that you have all the knowledge about that course about that specific topic.
Interesting. So, in order to increase your focus, we have to share 5 tips, but simple tips. Let's try to dissect one by one. What will be the first tip, basic for a monkey, for a Homero Simpson level, to start applying?
I think that some of the basic tips to be able to focus more is first of all have a list of what are your priorities, because
Mhm.
you might have a long list of activities like 10 activities to do today, tomorrow, in this week, or even in the month. But you need to focus what are the main activities that you need to do now, and those are the like 2 or 3 things that you need to do now so you can be focused on doing those activities.
Nice. I would say also,
Also,
just to add a little sauce to that, is try to put emphasis in the ones that are not familiar from you, because sometimes we gravitate around the same activities. For example, a podcaster. Oh, I know how to do a podcast, so I do 10 podcasts in a day, but maybe what we are missing is that thing that we don't understand that well. So maybe the to-do list also we need to prioritize that activities that we don't understand that much.
yes, also to add to what you're mentioning about prioritization, I will consider also dedicate some time blocks. For example, from 9 to 10, I'm gonna do this activity, or from 9 to 11, I'm gonna focus just on doing these activities. well, one activity.
I have a
So
question because you look like
yes.
a productive person. Have you disabled the notifications in your cell phone, or how do you manage your notifications?
Do you know I have just done an episode about that topic yesterday?
So fucking funny.
No, I don't have the notification disabled.
Nice. No-
I'm trying to do that,
Yeah, you have
and
to.
just to keep like some message and some calls, and the other apps just disable them. I'm starting with that habit. I just recently go deep about that topic yesterday since I was looking for information. But
Yeah.
no, to be honest, I haven't done that yet.
Have you followed this podcast? I mean, of Tim Ferriss, this guy?
No,
Okay, you are going to enjoy that. He is kind of like Uncle Balta, but 1,000 levels above me. So that guy have like the good stuff, and he's showing up in many podcasts these last weeks.
Tim Ferriss is the author of this book,
4 hours,
the
yeah.
four hours.
Yeah, that's that guy. There are many things that I learned from him. One of my favorite things was the idea of have mini retirement. So you don't want to retire totally from your activities, but you want to stop doing the things that you don't like and try to maximize the things that you are good at or that give you energy.
That's an interesting topic as well because most of the people just wait to be 65 years old to retire and
Yeah,
concentrate all that time, that money that they have uh, get in their life to use it at that point. But on that point of your life, you have already, your energy is not as high as if you are in your 20s, 30s, or 40s.
yeah.
So the idea of little retirements, as you mentioned, is good.
Yeah, and I don't want to jerk off on the information that I received from the podcast, but an extra thing that I really like from his wisdom was find the anchors of the days, las anclas del día. So, for example, one of the anchors for this day for me is this call with you because it's something that we schedule, right? So there are activities that you schedule that you cannot move, but there are other activities that you can play with the time. So always have what are the anchors of these days and how we're going to structure the rest of the day.
That's interesting because I considered this call as an anchor of this day for me. And I managed to do, for example, had dinner already in time. I finished all things I wanted to do before this call because I knew I had this call.
Yeah. Now that you mentioned that, is that help us to have the prep, the preparation before the important activity. Some people say, "Oh, I'm going to the party and then I'm going to work." No, usually, if you have like a strong anchor, you want to have some prep, like 30 minutes before you want to start getting your mind in the right state.
Indeed, just to add a comment, I have my notes here that I was checking before the call.
Yeah.
So it was like this was indeed an anchor for me in this day.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, let's go to the second one. So far, we are in the to-do things, the to-do list, and having clear your activities. What will be the second? Let's try to just share like 5 tips with the crowd. So, what will be the second tip that you will share with the people?
Mm, I would like to share. Well, you mentioned it in a way by saying about these notifications,
Nice.
by disabling the notification on your phone, but also learn to say no to things. For example, if
Mm,
you are doing some stuff in your day, or you have like, for example, this call that is important for a person, you might receive another invitations to do, or might have other stuff to do,
yeah.
but you need to say no because I have planned to do this. I need this space of time, this 30 minutes, 1 hour to focus on what am I doing. So you need to say no sometimes.
Yes.
And also don't be like shy or have the fear to say no
Yeah.
because it's
Yeah.
like it's your time at the end of the day.
Yes, here I have something interesting. For example, no is saying no to one thing, and yes is saying no to many things. So, what it means when you accept to record this podcast with me, you say no to a lot of activities. You say no to maybe going with a girlfriend, no with going with your friends and alcohol. So, that's the importance of when we say yes, is blocking everything else. And the other thing, when you mention learn to say no, try to find like polite ways to say no. Sometimes people ask us to block some time, and we don't want to say no in the moment, but we can say, hey, let me check my activities and I reply you later. And later you just say no, but maybe you don't want to say no at once, but make a little stop and then say the no.
Yes, indeed. For example, you know that the person is going to you. For example, in a workspace,
Yeah,
they are going to you because they need something for you. They need to ask you something, or they need you to help them with something. So you can say, well, I am actually doing something important that I need to deliver in the next hour, but I can go in a call or in a meeting with you in 15 minutes, in 30 minutes, something like that.
yeah,
But making sure that the other person is not like having this plain no, I won't help you.
yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. That's a nice one. And also, it's like sometimes you can give a no by answer, but try to add some value. Maybe I cannot help you, but maybe this person can help you, or maybe a little resource to show that you care.
Yeah, for example, sometimes also I have the opportunity to go to ask to this person, and that person said, told me, but what do you need? I can give you an advice in 1 or 2 minutes, and just that advice that you can give to that person that is going for you can
Yeah,
help to just orientate how to do the task that you're needing to do.
yeah. That's an interesting one. I like it. Let's try to go with the third one.
Mm,
The next tip that
related,
you would say for
yeah.
for.
Well, more than a tip is like a comment, because I feel that it's an important part of our life, that being focused also means that you are giving attention to the people and that are important to you. For example, in a meeting, or in you're having dinner, for example, with your family or your friends, giving them your attention or focusing on that meeting, it's important, and also makes you feel that you make them feel that they're important to you. So focus also helps you with your relationships.
The power of being present. And nowadays, like you
The
are
power of
got
being present.
you are gathering with a friend, and the piece of shit he's sending voice notes all the time by WhatsApp, or you are dating a woman and the woman is checking her Instagram. So it's not just like a lack of respect, but it's also like a way to destroy your self-awareness. So now you don't know who is in front of you. Many people are losing big opportunities because they don't take the time to meet the person that is right next to them.
Yes, yes, that was more than a tip, a comment that I wanted to add, because strong relationship, I guess, are built based on the attention that you give to the person.
Mm, good shit,
Not
yeah.
even just for a partner, for a girlfriend or boyfriend, but for friends and family.
I like it. I like that one. Okay, let's try to add a extra one. Let's try to do a last one. The number four. What will be
The
the
number
last most
four.
important thing that we can share with the people?
Maybe goals related to health, because
Mm,
as we were mentioning in the beginning, you can be this person that have a lot of tasks. I mean, your head has a lot of tasks around, and you need to know, okay, what am I going to do now? And having this big list of activities is just producing stress and anxiety to you. So being focused on the important stuff, learning to say no to some activities, and prioritizing activities that you should be doing in at the beginning of your day, for example, help you to manage that stress in a better way.
I would say also try to prioritize growing over flexing. Many people, their goals are around flexing. I want the nice car. I want to go to expensive dinner. I want to take the perfect picture for social media. And it's not necessarily something that is going to grow your skills or your person.
Yes, there are a lot of people like living from the appearance, or as apariencias.
Yeah, yeah. And by the way, that's the social media culture that we are nowadays. Everybody want to grow the metrics that are available for the eyeballs, the metrics that people can see, right? So what are the metrics? The fancy car, the lifestyle. But if you are working in your office, nobody can see that.
Yes, nobody can see that.
Let's add one extra. I want to make it five. So what will be for you the last? We want
Mhm.
to add like a super bonus here.
Like a super bonus. I think that focus also gives you purpose on
Mm,
life.
nice.
Because if you are just doing a lot of stuff and you even don't know why are you doing those things, it's like, okay, I'm doing this like in automatic pilot. You are
Yeah.
doing just in an automatic way, but instead, okay, I have to be focused on three activities. I know these activities are gonna be helpful for me, are important to me, and will have an impact in my life or in the life of other people. So you give that sense of purpose in your life.
I like that part that you mentioned, like knowing the impact that will create in the customer or in the receiving end. So in that way, you really care because nowadays what happens is people try to do the little effort as less as possible. But if you put in the shoes of your customer or the receiving person, now you want to do more because you know that that is going maybe can also change or improve somebody else's life.
Also, just wanted to add that you mentioned customers. If you go to you present to a customer with this like wanting to or willing to give something valuable for their life, they are gonna take it as a good product or service. But if you just go with the intention to sell to something, it's also they will also know. So it's not a good idea to just go sell because you want to sell, but add value to their lives.
Yes, exactly. You know, you don't want to convince people. You just want to help them. Usually, the seller should help more than try to convince, I believe.
Yeah, that's why also nowadays they don't call it sellers. Well, in Spanish no lo llaman vendedores, sino asesor.
Interesting. I
They
like that
they go
shit.
they go they orient the customer to buy what they need. Well,
Interesting.
they want to as well to sell because they need to sell, but
Yeah.
they try uh, to make the customer that is really buying what is interesting or will help him.
I like that thing, because it's basically framing or as we call the package, right? How do you frame something? So a seller, you would expect something low ticket, but a assessor or a advisor, you are expecting someone that is going to charge more and you're willing to pay more because it has a better title.
Yeah, I like it that term about the package of the product
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
they can sell you, okay, you can have this car, but it's just an item, it's just a car. But if they sell it like, okay, this is the vehicle that you are gonna have interesting experience with your family, your friends, you can take like your first trip in group to another city. It's like it's indeed the package, how they sell that and not just sell it because they need to sell.
I heard a comment about the Mona Lisa, and they always mention this. Like, imagine the Mona Lisa were like in a shitty corner with zero light and no frame. It wouldn't be that special. So the same happen if you go to Apple Store. The latest iPhone always is in the best location with the perfect light.
With the perfect light
Yeah.
indeed.
Okay, Mr. Pien, I hope we can do more collaboration like this. I think you are full of wisdom. I don't know if you know it, but I can feel potential in yourself. You know what are you missing, Mr. Pien? It's like sponsors in your wall. You're just missing that. You just need some sponsors in your wall. Thank you for your time, Mr. Pien.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Balta.
Let me stop this thing.